Hi, June. I just wanted to let you know that I've made a decision about my wife's date. I'm Bill Baker, June's husband of 26 years. We have an upper-middle-class lifestyle and 2 kids in college that cost 10 times what they did when we went. June made a statement. I have made a decision. This was no discussion. I wasn't consulted about going on a date with. I'd like to know if this is just a casual meeting or if it's something more. If I wanted a casual meeting, I'd have invited you to a nice restaurant and then to a club. I'd have had a few drinks and flirted with other guys you'd let me dance with. I'd also have flirted with other hot guys when you went to the bathroom. When we got home, I'd say I was too tired and drunk, and I'd make it up to you at some unspecified date. I've already accepted a date for Friday night with Harry Thompson, also known as Dirty Harry. You said he was obnoxious and respectful, and he is. If I wanted a nice date, I'd see the platonic date, but it probably won't be platonic after all. That flirting. I was a virgin, and you had other women. I had 2 other women, and those were the only ones I got to second base with. I had proof that you were a virgin on our wedding night. Virgin or not, you knew more about sex than me. How many guys had everything but with you? How many is unimportant, but you are right, I am. I'm not really sure why I need it. Maybe I'm afraid of turning into an old woman. Maybe it's the empty nest. I'm sure that I need it. Look, I married a practical woman. You don't make hasty, uninformed decisions. You have to know that this can end us. Have you fallen out of love with me? I understand the ramifications of this decision. I really love you. I want to grow old with you. I really hope you won't let us down. It wasn't just one night. He's been trying to get your attention for a while. Otherwise, he wouldn't have asked you. You accepted on another day. Did he ask you or did you ask him? It came out of some banter. I don't know who was first. You're right, it was more than one night, but it wasn't as long as a month. It was more like a week. You know how I think I'm not going to end us on a position. The actual event changes the decision. Plans change when you get hit in the mouth. This wasn't just a hit in the mouth, it was a lower blow. However, your decision will have consequences. Think about it. I stayed away while she was getting ready for her date. I went along to see what happened. She didn't shave her pubic hair or buy a new dress for him. She wore one of her best dresses. She looked beautiful. But for the first time, I didn't feel she was beautiful. I'm not staying all night. I'll be back at about 2. I was planning to take a nap, so I set my alarm for 1:30. I wanted everything to be very obvious when she came back. She arrived on time at 2:07 a.m. The door opened. How was your night? I'll get to the main event first. He was about the same size as you, but he gave me something you never could. Forbidden fruit, honey. I love only you. You'll understand that your actions might make me doubt that. Let me have the details. We spent the entire time at the Hilton. It has a great restaurant and a dance band. We went straight to our room and had sex in the missionary position. It was exciting, but other than the forbidden nature and lack of love, it wasn't that different from what we usually do. He was obviously very happy. He'd had his conquest, and to be honest, I wanted to be conquered too. We then went to dinner. I ordered the most expensive thing on the menu, the lobster, which was delicious. After dinner, we danced to one slow song and agreed that dancing was a prelude to sex. We didn't need a prelude, so we went back to the room. He immediately demanded. I was kind of afraid, but he insisted since I didn't come for a nice guy, I gave in. He was thrilled that he got what you never had. Can you strut doing anal somehow? I think he did. We had a brief nap, and he took me 2 more times doggy and then missionary, and then he was back. You know, I didn't give him anything. Actually, I did give him something. He wanted me to take out my diaphragm. He said that sex felt so good because it was about reproduction and survival of the species. He tried to make me think that intimacy was more exciting when pregnancy was on the line. I guess it is, but I wasn't going to take on an 18-year-old. I think I'll stick to the kind of thrill I get from a roller coaster. Come to think of it, I never ride roller coasters. Great, he still gets bragging rights over me. He will certainly brag. I will be the main topic of conversation at work on Monday. There are 9 married women in our division and he already has 5. I am the 6th, to be fair. The women go on about how filled he makes them feel. No, that's not the right word. Maybe it's full or filled. Ha ha. You got your adventure. I started with a faithful wife that I respected, And now I have none of that. What do I get? How do we stay together? Bill, I really love you, and I know that I have acted selfishly in choosing my satisfaction over your pain. The only way forward that I see is in your respect for me. I hate the idea, but it might have been the problem. I never denied you from behind. You never asked. I bet you thought it might be. I think some sexual things are disrespectful. Some men like releasing on a woman's face, but that's not for me. I always say no, but how often did you never get to know what you wanted to do that you were afraid that even asking was disrespectful? Now that you don't respect me as much, our sex life could improve. Anal was less painful and more interesting than I thought. I still believe there are holes more conducive to. Sex, he got it once, you'll get it more often, so you'll get something. It probably doesn't make up for my selfishness, but I hope it is enough to keep us together. I am not happy, but I will accept your idea with an addendum. Regardless of the advances of feminism, this is still a double-standard country. And except for possibly France, the rest of the world is worse. Therefore, while you were gone, I arranged 2 dates. Gina, my secretary, has a hot divorced 26-year-old. My sister, who isn't looking for a relationship, just wants to have fun. Our Hilton date is next Friday. I'll be back around noon on Saturday. Gina said that even though her honeymoon was only 3 months ago, she would have done it herself, but she wouldn't risk our business relationship. I've contacted an escort service for the Friday after. Also, it'll be until Saturday noon. I'm not sure if I can accept that, sweetie. What do you think? Thanks for joining us in our stories where revenge is served hot. Please consider subscribing to our channel to ensure your next chef remains loyal. Tune in for the next one to get your revenge appetite fulfilled. If you're below 8, hold on. It's not for the faint. I'm really grateful for all your help with this.